So February is almost over with, and we've had literally nothing. It's been nothing but rumors and talks about Switch 2 and Nintendo Directs, and we really haven't gotten much from Nintendo. Now, that doesn't mean nothing happened. Yeah, there were still events. There was a partner showcase, which was actually pretty decent overall, but of course, that was all third-party games, and then we had a Pokemon Presents. The only real Nintendo information that we received had to deal with Princess Peach Showtime, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, and of course, Splatoon 3's Side Order DLC. Now, all of those are officially out, so if you look at it, yeah, there was a lot of stuff to talk about this month, but nothing in the vein of a big presentation and no new announcements. Now, that's honestly what we expected from the month of February. Now, I know some people were expecting a general Nintendo Direct, but based on the rumors, it sounded like we were going to get a partner showcase, followed up by a big Switch 2 reveal showing all the amazing first-party games coming in March. And then this happened. So yes, all the reports are now saying that Switch 2 has been quote-unquote delayed, and it's not coming until the beginning of next year. Now, a lot of people will always say, how can something be delayed if it wasn't shown, or if it wasn't announced? Well, it's quite simple considering the fact that if you look at Nintendo's lineup, yeah, it's pretty evident that they had something big planned for the end of this year. They never go into the month of February with just a partner showcase unless there's some type of crazy event going on in the world where they just don't have anything to show at the moment. And yeah, this just isn't normal. We always get a February General Direct. It gives us what to expect for the summer, for the spring, and even for later on in the holiday season, whatever that next big title is. And also that holiday title. And look, right now, we don't have a holiday title. Not even Pokemon is going to be the holiday title this year, and normally that seems to always be the case. Yep, we have Pokemon Legends ZA coming, but that's at the beginning of next year, probably alongside the brand new console. So what the heck is happening this year? Is Nintendo just done? Is Luigi's Mansion and Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door the only things that we're getting? Look, I'd be lying to you at this point if I told you I know Nintendo's plan. This is probably going to be one of the weirdest years for Nintendo yet, where it's not very evident what's happening. We know there's some new version of the Switch coming, and apparently it's going to have a big 3D Mario game and some other big things. Then that's just stuff that makes sense. It's been 7 years since the last 3D Mario game. We know we're due for a Mario Kart. We know we need to see something Metroid Prime 4 related. There's a lot of things that we can talk about and cover, but the question is Nintendo going to make any type of General Direct stretch? Well, since we're pretty much out of February and March is about to gear up, let's talk about what March can actually have in store. So yes, of course, we know Princess Peach Showtime is releasing, and it's coming, I believe, March 22nd, which is going to give us not a huge title, but it is going to be one to kind of tie us over until other things are announced. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, I'm sure. It's going to be very easy. It's a family kid game. It's nothing super special. And that's fine. That's just something to tie us over. But Nintendo surely has to announce something else in the month of March, right? Now, it's hard to tell, but it seems like partner directs normally take the place of regular directs. It's not like, oh, here's a partner direct, we're going to have a regular direct soon, because they could just put those third-party announcements in the general direct. So, yeah, it seems like Nintendo never had a plan to have anything announced anytime soon. So, what are the odds of us getting a general Nintendo Direct in the month of March? It may not be as high as some of us might hope. It's very clear that Nintendo may not have any games to talk about. There's just nothing left on the slate. And like I said, it feels like Nintendo was originally going to launch the Switch 2 at the end of this year. And if it wasn't for the rumors or anything like that popping up, I still would believe so, because it's just, proof in the pudding right now. They haven't really been talking about anything. And for them to have a partner direct, it kind of tells me that they had nothing else to talk about as, in terms of new games for the current Switch. That if anything was going to be announced, it was brand new titles for this brand new console, and that's something Nintendo's going to do on their own time, on their own presentation for their own event, just showcasing all these titles for this new console. They're not going to want any third-party interruptions or anything like that. So maybe that's why they didn't have a general direct. That's why they had a partner direct, and that's why they're still waiting to have this presentation. Now, originally, it was being said that this presentation was for sure going to happen in the month of March. We haven't really even heard anything from quote-unquote leakers or insiders. It's been actually quiet. They've been saying that they were checking with their sources to see if March sounds about right, and we haven't heard really anything. There's been some reports suggesting that there was going to be a direct in April. I just still don't see how that makes any sense. Why would Nintendo want to have a general direct in April? I mean, at this point, you would think if they don't have anything for the rest of the year that they would just focus on Switch 2, announce it soon, talk about the games, get us hyped for next year, and if you don't have a big holiday game or any big games coming at the end of this year, just get us hyped for the next year. I mean, I think that's enough to carry us over, don't you think? But, at the same time, what if Nintendo is trying to play cleanup right now? They had to, at the last second, push these things back, change up their schedule and their slate. Nintendo might be like, look, we don't have really anything to talk about, so let's have like, maybe it's a mini direct in April, where, you know, there are some games that they're still sitting on, like ports of Wind Waker, Twilight Princess HD, maybe that Metroid Prime 2, Metroid Prime 3 we've been waiting for, maybe some other very, very small games. There they can also show off some more third-party games and stuff, and just gives us some small things to look forward to. I'm talking very similar to 2020, where we had Paper Mario The Origami King and The Legend of Zelda Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. You know, those were the only like end of the year games really, and I think Paper Mario was like in the summer. So yeah, to me, a Nintendo Direct of any kind just doesn't make sense right now. But the question is, how long does Nintendo wait for this Switch presentation? Oh boy, that's the problem. I have absolutely no clue. It depends when this new Switch is coming out. The reports are saying March of next year, very similar to how the Switch came out in early March. So when do they reveal this thing? Well, based on the, you know, old Switch, they actually, you know, had like a trailer towards the end of the year around September or so, and then they had a big blowout in the month of January a couple months before it. But I don't know if they can necessarily do the same thing here, you know, mostly because the fact that we don't even know what big games are coming out from Nintendo. There is no hype behind Nintendo right now. Even their stocks are dropping because they don't have like that next big Mario game to look forward to, or Zelda, or Metroid, or anything along those lines, even Kirby. There's nothing to look forward to. So if I'm Nintendo right now, I want to at least announce this thing and show off at least one game that is really big and really exciting for people to get ready for. And then you can blow the thing out a lot more around the summer or around the fall this year. They have to get some hype around, you know, Nintendo. It's very quiet right now. And the fact that Nintendo's already gotten through most of their lineup already, with Princess Peach Showtime coming very soon, it's going to leave only 2 games on the slate, being Luigi's Mansion 2 and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Something else that's very evident that Nintendo never had plans for a Nintendo Direct is just all of the trailers that they were dropping on Twitter. I mean, they dropped trailers for absolutely everything besides Luigi's Mansion 2 and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. And a lot of people are still wondering why we haven't gotten trailers on things like Paper Mario, for instance. And I'm just going to say straight up, it's because it's not time for the game yet. And if anything, if Nintendo really desperately needs something at the end of the year, now they can just say, hey, Luigi's Mansion 2 in the summer and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door towards the fall, or almost like the holiday title, you know, something to hold us off because they might not have anything else ready. So yeah, I do think we're going to get information like a new trailer on Luigi's Mansion 2 and even Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. It just might be a couple months away because they want to wait until we're closer to the release of these games before they show off more. That's normally what Nintendo does. I still see people thinking that there's still some gas in the tank for Nintendo to release something on the original Switch this year for this holiday. I don't think it's the case. I don't know why Nintendo would want to do anything like that and rush a game out onto the, you know, old Switch when the new Switch is coming out months later, especially considering the fact that not even Pokemon is coming out this holiday. There is nothing. So Nintendo should just wait, at least just announce some stuff to get us excited. If our big holiday game is just announcements, I can easily take new trailers on a new Mario game or new trailers for the next Mario Kart or something along those lines. Honestly, I'd prefer that over something that's kind of rushed and just slapped for our holiday game. So hopefully by then we will know a lot more about this Switch 2 and the games coming to the console. Something else I wanted to mention is that there is a slight chance Nintendo could just drop a couple of new games, or just say, hey, here's Wind Waker, here's Twilight Princess. Oh, hey, here's Metroid Prime 2 and 3, just literally over Twitter without having it being in a presentation. They could just be like, hey, here's when it's coming out, here's some trailers. Those are games they don't even need to put in Nintendo Directs or anything like that. So I definitely feel like Nintendo could do that if they desperately need to clear up some room in the schedule, but we'll definitely see in the month of March for sure. If we start getting random trailers, there's probably a good chance there's not going to be a Direct. If we get nothing, then I don't know what's happening. Is there going to be a Switch 2 presentation? Is there not? Is there going to be a Direct? Is there not? It's so hard to say right now. Nintendo is one of those companies that does a lot right, but also does a lot wrong. For instance, keeping fans in the dark for a very long time without giving us any type of clue what their plans are for the future. So let's just wait a little while longer and see what the Big N is planning. But thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out, and let me know in the comments down below what you think Nintendo's doing this year. Do you think they're going to have a Nintendo Direct in March? Do you think it's going to be a Switch 2 presentation still? Or do you think it's going to be nothing? It's just going to be Princess Peach and maybe some Twitter drops. Let me know what you think, and definitely let me know what you want to see if we do have a General Direct or a Switch 2 presentation. Thank you so much for tuning in, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.